You are terrified of silence. You cannot sit in a room alone for 10 minutes without reaching for your glowing rectangle. You check for notifications. You check for likes. You check to see if the herd is still there. You are desperate for someone, anyone, to acknowledge your existence. Because deep down, you believe a lie. You believe that if nobody is watching you, you do not exist. You believe that if nobody applauds, you have failed. You are a slave to the opinions of people you don't even like. Today, we are going to kill that slave. We are going to travel back to the year 1645, to a damp, cold cave called Reigando in Kumamoto, Japan. Inside sits an old man. He is dying. Thoracic cancer is eating him alive from the inside out. He is in excruciating pain. He is dirty. He is ragged. And he is completely, utterly alone. This man is Miyamoto Musashi, the Kensei, the sword saint, the greatest duelist who ever lived, undefeated in 61 life-or-death battles. He does not have a crowd around him. He is not checking to see if his legacy is trending. He is not begging for validation. In his final hours, he picks up a brush, and he writes down 21 laws. He does not write them for a disciple. He does not write them for fame. He writes them for himself. He calls this text the Dokodo, Du Xingdao. Translation: the path of aloneness, or more accurately, the way to walk alone. Most people think loneliness is a curse. Musashi knew it was the ultimate weapon. While you are running around trying to fit in, trying to be liked, trying to be part of the group, you are losing your edge. You are dulling your blade against the soft bodies of the herd. Musashi teaches us that true power, true sovereignty, can only be found when you sever the cord of social approval. This is not a self-help video. This is a manifesto for the outcast, for the Ronin, for the man who realizes that the crowd is walking off a cliff. If you are ready to walk away from the herd, subscribe to the channel. If you need permission to exist, click away now. This video will only hurt your feelings. Let's enter the cave. Chapter 1. The Weight of the World. The first precept of the Dokodo is perhaps the hardest. It sets the tone for everything that follows. Musashi wrote, "Accept everything just the way it is. Chani nokoto wa wiwatsu." This sounds simple. It is not. Look at how you live your life. You are constantly fighting reality. You look at the mirror and hate your face. You look at your bank account and hate your job. You look at society and hate the politics. You are constantly screaming no to the universe. It shouldn't be this way. People shouldn't be so stupid. I shouldn't be so lonely. This resistance is weakness. Musashi was dying in a cave. He could have spent his final hours bitter about his pain. He could have regretted the men he killed. He could have wished for a soft bed. But he didn't. He looked at the cancer. He looked at the solitude. He looked at the looming shadow of death. And he said, yes. He accepted the totality of his circumstances. Why is this important for you? Because your need for social approval is actually a rejection of yourself. You post a photo on Instagram. Why? Because you cannot accept yourself as you are. You need 500 strangers to tap a screen to tell you that you are acceptable. You buy clothes you can't afford. Why? Because you cannot accept your status. You need to simulate a higher reality to impress people who don't care about you. You are rejecting reality, and by rejecting reality, you become a beggar. Musashi is telling you to stop begging. Stand in your own life. Stand in your own shoes. Even if they are worn out. Even if you are standing alone. Acceptance is the first step to power. Because once you accept who you are and where you are, nobody can use it against you. You become immune to their judgment. If you are short and you accept it, they cannot mock you. If you are poor and you accept it, they cannot shame you. If you are alone and you accept it, they cannot ostracize you. You have taken the weapon out of their hands. But this is just the foundation. Once you stop fighting reality, you must learn to stop chasing the ghost that haunts 99% of men. The ghost of pleasure. Chapter 2. The Dopamine Slave. Musashi wrote his second law: do not seek pleasure for its own sake. Shen nita no shimi wo takumazu. Read that again. He did not say, do not have fun. He did not say, be miserable. He said, do not seek it. Do not make it your master. Look at your life today. You are a pleasure-seeking missile. You are addicted to the cheap, fast dopamine hits that the modern world feeds you like a lab rat. Why do you check your phone every 5 minutes? Huh? Pleasure. Why do you crave the validation of strangers? Pleasure. Why do you avoid the hard work to scroll through endless videos? Pleasure. You think you are free. You are not free. You are a slave to your own chemistry. And here is the dangerous truth. If you chase pleasure, you are easily controlled. If I want to control you, I just have to give you what you crave. I give you a like, and you feel good. I give you a negative comment, and you crumble. I own your emotional state. Musashi understood that a warrior who chases comfort is a dead warrior. If he is cold, he fights. If he is hungry, he fights. He does not need the conditions to be pleasurable to perform his duty. When you learn to detach from the need for pleasure, specifically the pleasure of social validation, you become dangerous. You become unpredictable. You can walk into a room, be completely ignored or even hated, and your heart rate does not change. That is the Dokodo state of mind. Chapter 3. The Illusion of Feeling. Now we go deeper. Musashi's next warning is cryptic, but it strikes at the heart of your loneliness. Do not, under any circumstances, depend on a partial feeling. Yihu no shinnakishu. What is a partial feeling? It is an impulse, a whim, a fleeting emotion. It is that voice in your head that says, I don't feel like working out today. Or, I feel lonely, so I should text my ex. Or, I feel insecure, so I should post this picture to see if people think I'm pretty. Musashi is telling you, do not trust your feelings. This goes against everything modern society tells you. They tell you, follow your heart. Do what feels right. Musashi says, no. Your feelings are biological weather. They change every hour. If you depend on them, your life will be chaos. Think about your need for social approval. It is a partial feeling. It comes from a prehistoric part of your brain that is scared of being eaten by a tiger if you leave the tribe. But there are no tigers anymore. When you feel that pang of loneliness, that urge to seek attention, recognize it for what it is. It is a partial feeling. It is a glitch. A man who walks the path of aloneness does not act on impulse. He acts on principle. He asks, does this action make me stronger? Or does it make me a beggar? Seeking validation makes you a beggar. Every time. Musashi lived in the woods, under the rain, often without a roof. Do you think he felt like doing that? Do you think he felt like training with the sword for 10 hours a day until his hands bled? Probably not. But he did not depend on the feeling. He depended on the path. Chapter 4. The Poison of Other People. So, how do we apply this to the people around you, the people whose opinions you care about so much? Musashi gives us a brutal lesson in detachment. He wrote, "Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world." Most of you have this backwards. You think deeply of yourself. You are obsessed with yourself. What do they think of me? Do I look stupid? Why didn't they invite me? And you think lightly of the world. You don't pay attention to reality, only to your own ego. This obsession with the self is the root of your social anxiety. You are so afraid of being alone because you are trapped in the tiny claustrophobic room of your own ego. Musashi says, step out. Stop thinking about your image. Start thinking about your craft, your mission, the world around you. When you stop caring about self, you stop caring about image. And when you stop caring about image, the opinions of others become weightless, like smoke. But there are two specific emotions that keep you tied to the herd. Two chains that Musashi demands you break: regret and jealousy. Chapter 5. The Heavy Stone of Regret. Musashi wrote, "Do not regret what you have done. Wo shi ni oite okai sezu." How much of your mental energy is wasted on the past? You lay in bed at night, replaying conversations from 3 years ago. I shouldn't have said that. I looked stupid. I should have chosen a different career. You are carrying a bag of heavy stones, and you wonder why you are tired. Regret is a form of social slavery. When you regret a social interaction, you are retroactively begging for approval from people who have already forgotten you. Musashi killed over 60 men. Do you think he lay in his cave wondering if he was too aggressive? Do you think he regretted the strikes that ended lives? No. Because a warrior understands that the arrow has already left the bow, you cannot call it back. To walk the path of aloneness, you must have short-term memory for your failures. Learn the lesson. Drop the emotion. Keep walking. Every second you spend looking back is a second you are not looking at the enemy in front of you. Chapter 6. The Poison of Envy. Now we touch the open nerve of the modern world. Musashi wrote, "Never be jealous. Tashen nitanoshimi wo takumazu." Social media is a machine designed to manufacture jealousy. It is an engine that runs on your insecurity. You scroll. You see the vacation. You see the car. You see the relationship. And a small, bitter voice whispers, "Why not me?" This is the voice of a loser. Jealousy is an admission of inferiority. When you are jealous of another man, you are admitting that his path is better than yours. You are admitting that you do not believe in your own mission. Musashi lived in poverty. He often looked like a beggar. He saw lords in silk robes, living in castles, drinking fine sake. He did not envy them. Why? Because he knew they could not do what he could do. He knew that their comfort made them weak, and his hardship made him strong. He respected his own path too much to wish for someone else's map. If you are walking your own path, truly walking it, you do not have time to look at what others are doing. Two ships sailing to different ports do not envy each other's wind. Focus on your own sails. Chapter 7. The Art of Letting Go. This next law is the one that most people cannot handle. It is the reason you stay in toxic relationships. It is the reason you fear being cancelled. Musashi wrote, "Never let yourself be saddened by a separation. Bieli wobe shimazu." People come and go. This is the nature of life. Friends drift apart. Lovers leave. Parents die. Circles dissolve. The modern man clings to people like a drowning child. You compromise your values just to keep people around. You suppress your truth so you don't lose a friend. You are terrified of the empty chair. Musashi says, let them go. Like leaves falling from a tree in autumn. The tree does not cry for the leaves. It knows that winter is coming, and it must stand alone to survive. If you are afraid of separation, you are easily manipulated. Do this, or I will leave you. Agree with us, or we will kick you out. The moment you are okay with walking away, the moment you are okay with the empty chair, you become unbreakable. You must reach a point where your own company is enough, where the silence of the cave is not lonely, but peaceful. But to reach this peace, you must strip away not just your emotional dependencies, but your physical ones too. You must kill the desire for a safe life. Chapter 8. The Shackle of Lust. We live in a society that worships romance. Songs, movies, apps. Everything is designed to make you chase a partner. They tell you that you are incomplete without a better half. Musashi wrote, "Do not let yourself be guided by the feeling of lust or love. Lian mu no dao siai kirukoto nashi." This is controversial. Does it mean you must be celibate? No. It means you must not be guided by it. Look at how many men destroy their lives for a woman. They give up their dreams. They change their personality. They waste their potential just to keep someone interested. They let their sexual desire hold the steering wheel of their life. For a samurai, this is suicide. If your mind is filled with lust, you are not focused on the path. You are focused on the prize. And when you focus on the prize, you lose your footing. Musashi is teaching you emotional sovereignty. You can love. You can have a partner. But you must never, ever make them the center of your universe. The mission is the center. The path is the center. Everything else is secondary. Chapter 9. The Prison of Preferences. How many conditions do you need to be happy? I can't work if the coffee isn't right. I can't sleep if the pillow isn't soft. I hate this food. It's too hot. It's too cold. You are a prisoner of your own preferences. Musashi wrote, "In all things, have no preferences. Ume nisugi homu shinashi." This is the ultimate definition of freedom. If you have no preferences, you can survive anywhere. If you require nothing, you can endure anything. Musashi was a Ronin, a wanderer. Sometimes he ate fine food with lords. Sometimes he ate roots in the forest. It was all the same to him. Fuel for the machine. When you are picky, you are fragile. You are telling the world exactly how to break you. Take away my comfort, and I will crumble. Stop having favorite things. Stop needing things to be just right. Adapt. Be like water. Take the shape of the container you are in. If you are in a palace, be a lord. If you are in a ditch, be a survivor. But never complain that the ditch is not a palace. Chapter 10. Burn your house. Finally, we come to the trap of stuff. Musashi wrote, "Do not seek to possess either goods or fiefs for your old age." We spend our lives accumulating, buying houses we can't afford, filling them with furniture we don't need, hoarding money for a future that might never come. You think you own your possessions, but they own you. Your mortgage owns you. Your car payments own you. Your fear of losing your stuff keeps you working a job you hate. Musashi died in a cave. He left behind nothing but his swords and his words. And yet, his legacy is immortal. The rich merchants of his time, the ones with the big houses and the gold, forgotten, dust. Musashi knew that true security does not come from walls or gold. It comes from skill. It comes from spirit. It comes from knowing that if you were dropped naked into a wilderness, you would still be a king. Because your kingdom is inside you. So ask yourself, what are you holding on to? What are you afraid to lose? The more you hold, the heavier you are. And on the path of aloneness, you need to be light. You need to be fast. But there is one final fear, the biggest one, the one that Musashi conquered in his final moments, the fear of God and death. Written, Chapter 11, The Silence of the Gods. We are almost at the end. Musashi is in pain. His hand is shaking. The candle is burning low. He writes one of his final, most dangerous thoughts. Respect Buddha and the gods without counting on their help. Shenfo Hazunshi, Shenfo wo Laimazu. This is the ultimate independence. Most men treat God like a vending machine. They pray only when they are in trouble. Please save me. Please give me money. Please make this pain stop. Musashi says, stop it. Respect the divine? Yes. Bow to the mystery of the universe? Yes. But do not expect the universe to do your push-ups for you. Do not expect God to swing the sword for you. When you are in the arena, when you are in the struggle, you are alone. No lightning bolt is coming to save you. It is just you, your skill, and your will. To depend on luck or divine intervention is cowardice, disguised as piety. The warrior prays not for an easier life, but for a stronger back. He prays for the opportunity to prove himself, not for the victory to be handed to him. Walk with the gods, but walk on your own 2 feet. Chapter 12. The Immortal Ronin. Scroll is almost finished. Musashi writes his final words. Never stray from the way. Chang ni bing fa no dao wo hairezu. What is the way? It is the discipline. It is the daily grind. It is the commitment to excellence even when nobody is watching. Musashi knew he was dying. Most men, on their deathbed, are filled with terror. They panic. They beg for more time. Musashi did not panic. He folded his legs. He straightened his spine. He took a breath. And he passed into the void. Why was he so calm? Because he had walked the path. He had not wasted his life chasing approval, or pleasure, or comfort. He had used every single drop of his potential. He didn't just live, he existed with intensity. When you walk the path of aloneness, death is not a tragedy. It is just the final punctuation mark on a sentence well written. Conclusion: the crowd versus the king. Visual: the candle in the cave finally flickers and goes out, but the screen does not go black. A sunrise begins over a modern city. So, here is your choice. You can go back to the herd. You can apologize for who you are. You can beg for likes. You can numb yourself with pleasure. You can live a safe, warm, comfortable, and completely forgettable life. Or, you can pick up the sword. You can accept the solitude. You can embrace the Dokodo. It will be hard. People will call you weird. They will call you cold. They will not understand you. Let them talk. Lions do not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. You were born alone. You will die alone. In the time between, make sure you actually live alone. Not lonely, but sovereign. Be the king of your own soul. This is presence and path. If you are ready to walk alone, comment, "I walk alone" below. Don't do it for me. Do it as a contract with yourself. Visual: the kanji for Dokodo burns on the screen. The path awaits. Walk.